By the end of this video, you're going to look at the biggest goal that you set this year and realize that you set it too low. And what I want to do is help you shatter your belief ceiling of what is possible by giving you a simple AI exercise that I created inspired by the book 10x is easier than 2x. And let me share my screen right here with you. So I'm in Claude right now, and right now I'm working on my 2029 Vivid Vision. And as part of that, I'm reading Cameron Herold's book, Vivid Vision, Benjamin Hardy's book, 10x is easier than 2x. And in the process, one of the things that they talk about in 10x is easier than 2x is something called the dream check. And naturally in my mind, I was like, oh, this book was written before AI. I want to be able to shatter my belief ceiling of what is possible by leveraging AI. And the dream check is a very simple concept where you take the biggest check that you've ever received for what you do and your unique ability, and then you 10x it. And there's a series of questions that I created that will help you unpack that. So I started here inside of Claude, and you'll notice here it says, hey, you're going to be my creative partner for the next 10 minutes. So I will drop the prompt in the comments below. And this is something that I just ran in a group session for the Undeniable Studio where we gave ourselves 10 minutes to explore this. Super fun exercise. And it plants the seed of possibility here with 10x is easier than 2x. And what it's going to ask you to do is to say, the most I've ever been paid for one project or piece of my work is, and you put it in right there. And then it will ask you a series of questions. So let's go over to my version of what this looked like. So for me, I said, the most I've ever been paid for one project is $10K for a VIP half-day workshop with AI, $5K for a keynote speech. I wanted to give it both of those options. And then in the process, it came back and it told me your dream check is $100,000. Nice and simple. But before we go down the whole rabbit hole, what are the things that it's going to ask us? Well, one, it's going to help 10x your big check. Number two, it's going to ask you, who would happily write that check? Right? So this is the beauty of this prompt is it asks you the questions after you answer it. So it says, all right, who happily writes that check? Picture them, a real person, not a category. So often the big problem we have right now in AI is overwhelm. Not only just on how fast things are moving, but how many options and possibilities there are. And the beautiful thing is, there's never been a better time in the history of the world to make your dreams happen than right now. The challenge being, there's so many things, aka the 80% that get in the way, that it's hard oftentimes to focus on that big one thing that's your unique ability that you can 10x that can get you this dream check. So that's what this process here helps you do. So, all right, who helps you write the check? Picture them, a real person, not a category. What's their world look like? What did I help them create that made $100K feel like the easiest money they ever spent, right? We're shattering our belief ceiling here. So for me, my answer, and I encourage you, use the dictate function in Claude or ChatGPT and just speak this into there, right? So for me, the first thing that came top of mind is someone who's running a mastermind or a group for high performers or entrepreneurs or business owners or high net worth leaders. It's an exclusive group. Hey, maybe they're charging $5K just to be there and get 20 people in the room. Boom, shakalaka. There's $100K right there. And I used what was alive in me. Do not audit yourself because this is meant to live in vision. Great. Here's who they are. And it gives me a very clear recipe of this. Why 100K is the easy money. Here's the math that makes them sign without flinching. Now, Claude is acting like my yes and partner in this. You're like, all right, cool. The number's 100K. Here's who this is. Well, how is this easy money? And you're like, wow, if you help them retain 10 members and all of this, and it went a certain direction. And remember, everything that Claude or AI gives you, you do not have to accept. And I did not. So now and I'll show you that in a second. Now let's get to the question. What would you have to provide for that 100K to feel like an obvious bargain to them, not a stretch, right? This isn't something you're trying to sell yourself on, like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. No, where is this peanuts? So for me, this was not about retaining or attracting members. It's about the value of being in this group, because you get one person who can help these high-performing leaders and all of a sudden 10x everything that they're doing. So would you pay $5,000 to make $100,000, $500,000, or $1 million plus in your business? I certainly would. And from where I'm positioned in the world of AI, I can do that with my eyes closed. So that's what I said. And it was interesting here. It says, what do they walk away holding? And what happens in that room because of that? So now we're visualizing, we're getting very specific in the details of what this looks like for this dream check, right? So I told them that I'll blow their mind with possibilities they never even imagined in a way that speaks their language, because this will also help the leader of the group get 10x value for them in one session, because I've seen it hundreds of times in the way that I already coach and do things. And then I also added this at the bottom here, my ability to give them resources, SOPs, agentic infrastructure, or agents, right? So now I'm really living in this 100K check. All right, here we go. So now it mirrors back to you, or I guess in me in this case, hey, here's what's possible where 100K feels like a bargain. Here's what they walk out holding. Right now we're tangibly building out this dream check. And then here we go, the next one. Who would you have to become to be worth that number? Right now you can blow away a room and build live. That's real. But 100K in a day means your unique ability has to operate at a level most people never reach. What does that capability have to look like? And what results would your track record have to show that you're worth it? And for me, naturally, here's what came top of mind. I can do this with my eyes closed because I've already done it and I've already lived it. And delivering this is part of what I'm doing in this video, in my group coaching, in my one-on-one coaching, in my keynote speaking, in my VIP workshops, right? I already know this. So in my mind then is, well, the Steve Martin quote, be so good they can't ignore you. And I also add in here, in my mind, these rooms come to me via referral, seeing my content, or experiencing me, because that's a part of it. Boom, shakalaka. Now it just starts building this out even more. And then the last thing here, it says, give me your dream check fully assembled. The number, the person who writes it, the one capability you're committed to building this year to make yourself undeniably worth it. And you're mirroring it back. And here we go. This entire process gives you a structure where you 10x the vision of the thing that you know is possible. Who's going to buy it? What's it look like? What's your identity? And now let's consolidate all of this here, because the big challenge that people are having right now is they're working on a lot of small things, right? And I get it. We got a lot of singles. I can do this, and efficiency, all this. But how often are you going for those home runs? And this process here with creating the dream check now orients us to certainly what's possible. And now moving forward, you say, does everything that I'm doing right now align to the 10x version of this dream check? Yes or no? Have I brought together this level of commitment to making this happen? Yes or no? There's a lot of people out there that complain about the goals that they hit from the actions they don't do. This is a great tool to use to shatter your belief ceiling of what's possible, create a realistic roadmap of what needs to be true for this to happen. Now you can orient yourself and create that any way that you want. So would love to hear from you. You can hit me up on Instagram or LinkedIn at Rob Cressy. What's that dream check? What's that number? What's that thing for you? Or drop it in the comments below. And if you've made it this far and you want to personalize your AI experience and be better than 99% of people in the world with AI in less than one day, then I got a gift for you. Go to robcressy.com/AI playbook. I've got it pinned below. It will help you create the habits, the routines, the mindsets for being the best in the world with AI in a way that is simple and easy to understand. Sending tons of love and good vibes your way. Here's to having an amazing rest of your day.